Call 540-WAIT. Do it now.
Somebody say the mommy.
Or chat and make some new ones.
Most evil man in America.
You know, it's rough, it's tough, and it doesn't take crap off anyone. It's right there.
All my friends are dead and they don't like me anymore. They've moved along, they've changed, and now they find me quite a bore. Way back then it was okay to be a little weird, but all my friends are dead. Hey there, ho there, how's it going, internet watchers of internet stuff? I'm internet personality, Milk Content, and this is another episode of that show that you watch on YouTube that passionately defends things sometimes, 10minutedailyvideo.net, your place for 10minutedailyvideo.net. Hey, I have a very specific, passionate defense for exactly one aspect of Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I have a few half-hearted defenses before we get to the really solid defense. I think for the most part, all the kid actors are really pretty great. It's pretty difficult to get 5 good kid actors together, and I think they all meet the roles that they're trying to do pretty spectacularly overall.
Who are you?
He's Willy Wonka.
Really?
I like the costume design. I like the set design when it's an actual set. I don't like the CGI, obviously, but we're not talking about things I dislike. I also, admitting that I really dislike Johnny Depp and think he's kind of a pile of shit, I do actually think this is one of the more unique Johnny Depp performances, and I think it's very interesting for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the book. Like, I think Willy Wonka should be like a weirdo and very off-putting, and I think Gene Wilder does that to an extent, but...
My name is Willy Wonka.
Then shouldn't you be up there?
He's almost too human.
I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Excuse me for not showing you out. Straight up the stairs. You'll find the way. I'm terribly busy. Whole day wasted. Goodbye to you both. Goodbye.
Maybe it's because, like, not everyone grows up in the Midwest or whatever, but, like, every other person you meet in the Midwest is giving you some kind of Willy Wonka's talk down.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole fizzy lifting drinks.
But, like, I was listening to the Blank Check podcast.
So hot takes in this episode. We're calling out Roald Dahl, Johnny Depp.
No good.
Michael Jackson.
Jackson, we don't like you.
Willy Wonka, an asshole.
You lose. Good day, sir.
I really intensely dislike Johnny Depp as a person, but at this time, I think he was making an interesting artistic choice. And I really do think I kind of lose him in this performance more so than others. I lose him in this performance in similar ways that I lose him in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, for instance.
What are some golf shoes? Otherwise, we'll never get out of this place alive.
I love Bill Murray, but I don't lose Bill Murray in Where the Buffalo Roams the same way I lose, Johnny Depp in Fear and Loathing.
Because it still hasn't gotten weird enough for me.
In Fear and Loathing, that might as well just be Hunter S. Thompson.
There is no way of explaining the terror I felt.
But, like, and I'm not trying to glaze Johnny Depp. You can be a talented actor and artist and be a piece of shit human being, and that's what he is. And at this time, this is the beginning of Tim Burton overusing Johnny Depp, but I don't think anyone knew that yet. And before I get into the last bit of this, which I think both movies don't really end well, and I don't really like the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory either. People kind of forget how boring that movie is, especially compared to the Tim Burton one. Moreover, the musical bits are kind of garbage, and we'll get into that more later. Aside from Pure Imagination, basically the only song that gets out of there.
If you want to view paradise.
There's not that many memorable things besides the boat scene.
There's no earthly way of knowing
He's singing.
which direction we are going.
Yes, there's no earthly way of knowing. Whatever. I think the boat scene is overplayed as much as anybody else. I was never afraid of the boat scene. I rewatched it to see if I get any like childhood triggers off of it or anything. It apparently never scared me. I guess scarier things existed, or it just didn't bother me, or I didn't think about it as a kid at all. I think I was more into the bright colors and magical like area and the sarcastic guy in the top hat.
Lumpaland.
Lumpaland? There's no such place.
Excuse me, dear
Mr.
lady.
Wonka, I am a teacher of geography.
Oh, well, then you know all about it.
I was also pretty fixated on top hats as a child, so it was probably the guy in the top hat that I was fixated on. My point being is, I think both are bad in ways that the book are good, and like they're both missing points and things like that. But overall, I you know what I mean? Like, why am I defending Roald Dahl generally? He's an anti-Semite, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's not about that. It's about, like, there's an integrity to a piece of artwork that when you change mediums, you either have to adapt it differently so that you can do different things with it. And if you're going to do that, you should do interesting things with it. And none of these are interesting changes. They just, you know, like both endings are pretty bad. Gene Wilder yelling.
Good day, sir.
And then just like the no family thing at the end of both these endings are pretty dumb.
If I go with you to the factory, I won't ever see my family again.
Yeah. Consider that a bonus.
I think they should have kind of split the difference on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Willy Wonka's ending and made it a bit more abrupt. But I'm glad we get to see the kids at the end of Charlie. And there, like I said, there's a lot of things within Charlie that are really funny. Obviously, the puppet Burton Ward.
This is the Puppet Hospital and Burn Center. It's relatively new.
That's just like an incredible joke. It's a really well-crafted joke, and I'm sort of... I mean, whoever is writing it with Tim really added some humor to it. I remember when I watched this is like a positive ex-girlfriend story. I remember she was laughing so hard, the people in front of us were like making eye contact with me and trying to get her to shush, but she was too into the movie and laughing and enjoying herself. They like moved or whatever. And I thought that was really adorable and kind of endearing to this person. And then I told her later and she got really self-conscious about it and made me feel bad about it. What's the moral of that story? I don't know. Go to movies on dates.
But what's really sad is it never got weird enough for me.
What's the defendable bit of Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory critically panned, and if like most serious critics on the internet just hand wave it away without even considering its merit in the conversation at all?
Then we got stuff like Mars Attacks, Planet of the Apes, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and which, in my personal opinion, are trash.
I think the most redeeming quality of this movie is Danny Elfman's music and Deep Roy as the Oompa Loompas. So the singular element that I think 100% works are the Oompa Loompas.
Loompas.
What are they doing?
Well, I believe they're going to treat us to a little song. It is quite a special occasion, of course. They haven't had a fresh audience in many a moon.
Deep Roy rules. Everybody knows this. He's doing incredible things with these performances. I remember liking the songs a lot in the theater and wanting the soundtrack almost immediately. And then I remember on iTunes buying just the individual songs. Now, can you tell me that anyone has ever in their lives listened to any of the Oompa Loompa songs from fucking Willy Wonka?
What do you get when you guzzle down sweets?
Eating as much as an elephant eats.
No, I didn't think so. Like, that Gene Wilder performance is doing a lot of heavy lifting. The kid performers are all pretty bad. The sound and mixing is really bad on the kid performers, so they sound bad. But moreover, the Danny Elfman songs elevate this movie in ways that aren't even really appreciated until maybe you just listen to the songs. All the lyrics are Roald Dahl lyrics, so they're all come from the books, so they were like really, really interesting.
Are all the Roald Dahl songs? They're the lyrics.
Are they?
Yes, they are. E1 is the rock one.
Yeah.
I think no. The Virgo Salt one's my favorite. The weird like hippy dippy one.
Descends a rather different set of friends. A rather different set of friends. A rather different set of friends.
And then the rest are interpretive. Danny Elfman's voice manipulated in different ways and him doing different things. But like he has decent range all on his own. And then they do some auto tuning here and there to make it weird. And I love it.
Listen close, listen hard. Little Violet Beauregard. This gentle girl, she sees the road.
Chewing.
Like there's these harmonizing, psychedelic vibes. The songs will kind of change in the middle to incorporate different kinds of, accompanying visuals. They cut up Augustus Gloop's song a little bit, and it kind of doesn't work in the movie as well as it does in the actual song. But it's still a really Bollywoody, boppy, amazing track that was suggested by Deep to do like a Bollywood song as one of the 4 songs.
People everywhere who can hate or bear a grudge against the luscious spirit of fire.
It's a shame there wasn't like some kind of Charlie Reward song at the end or whatever, where like they all got together and sang some happy song at the end for I don't know. That'd been kind of cool. And of course, the puppet song at the beginning, I thought was kind of hokey in that fun way or whatever.
Generosity, there is no way to contain it. Try every channel. I'm starting to feel a little anxious.
So yeah, I defend the acting ability of one guy to be in a green screen with himself and performing against himself, lip syncing a bunch and just being kind of like the coolest motherfucker ever. And I love weird Oingo Boingo style Danny Elfman music more than any. Danny Elfman and Oingo Boingo and Danny Elfman are like Oingo Boingo is maybe my 4th or 5th favorite band of all time. We're talking behind They Might Be Giants, Alan Parsons Project, Eels. And Eels and Oingo Boingo are in a fight for 3rd position usually. And who's 4? Oh, Empire of the Sun. Man, if that list doesn't tell you something. Hey, thanks for watching. If you also like Tim Burton's... I could probably defend other aspects of this movie, but I don't really want to get into it that much. I do think the flashbacks to Wonka's past are superfluous and boring, and they could be cut. I like Wonka being like a weird otherly creature, or like a yet another one of these true fae and otherwise untrue fae situations. Like Columbo.
Here's the ballistics report. No bullet in the wall. Bullet's right here. It's in my handkerchief. Yeah, there she is.
What am I babbling about? I don't know. Maybe watch another one of my videos. I have so many. If you got money, I got a Patreon. I gotta go. See if I got a golden ticket.